was also discussed. It was felt, and rightly so, that by delay in the administration of justice, the public is losing faith in our judicial system. This is one of the areas where we must draw inspiration from the British system and endeavor to follow their practice, their procedure. I am happy to know that the Honorable Minister of State for Law, Mr. Venkatapati, is here, and we have requested the Law Ministry and the Human Resource Development Ministry that one subject of law should be taught in the schools from 9th class up to degree class, so that we can make every Indian citizen a very good citizen who should know the law of the land. I hope the Honorable Minister will look into, will take a positive step, will talk to our Honorable Minister, Mr. Arjun Singh Ji. Today he was to be here, but unfortunately he was not feeling well, otherwise we would be expecting something on this issue from Honorable Mr. Arjun Singh Ji. I am thankful to Honorable David Lamy for accepting our invitation to visit India. Thank you all for your cooperation in making this event successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adish Aggarwala. May I request Shri Satish Aggarwala, our former member Bar Council of Delhi, to please welcome Mr. P.S. Parikh, the President of Supreme Court Bar Association, by garlanding him. Mr. Satish Aggarwala, please. Mr. P.S. Parikh is our President, Supreme Court Bar Association, and is one of the very eminent lawyers and a great social worker. Now may I request Mr. Amarjit Singh Chandiok, the Senior Advocate, Vice President of All India Bar Association, President of Delhi High Court Bar Association, and an eminent personality in Delhi, to please come and address us.
Mr. David Lamy, Mr. K. Venkatapati, Minister for State for Law and Justice, my Lord President General, Mr. Datta, the dignitaries of the dais, the additional district judges and members of the judiciary, eminent personalities in the bar, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great opportunity to discuss what should be legal ties between the two countries. In fact, most of our law that we have inherited is from England. Some of the acts which they had enacted and statutes which they have enacted continue to prevail in this country as a rule of law. But what we need to do today is, as we just, I think, a few minutes ago, one had the opportunity to hear Mr. David Lamy, and one came to know certain advancements in the areas in which Britishers what they're looking at. They're looking at an independent commission to appoint judges, which we already have as a collegium in the Supreme Court or in the High Court. They're having a right to information, like we have Right to Information Act. The question that is foremost between the ties of the two countries today is how can the two fraternities, the two legal fraternities, can be made to mutually sit down and discuss if we can mutually practice in each other's country. We wish to bring to your notice, Mr. David Lamy, that almost 67% of our legal fraternity, a question that was raised to you a few minutes ago, that lawyers in England England also feel insecure as we feel insecure in India? And the answer was, of course, when we bring changes, some insecurity will come. But here we find in remote areas of this country, the population being so large, the greatest democratic country in the world, we find even from the legal fraternity, many of us are still below the poverty level. We have to first raise that level up to meet the demand of this country. And with addition of foreign lawyers, that's our apprehension. We shall be converting the good ones also, the people who are maintaining themselves, again being taken away by large firms from outside. These are issues which are confronting the bar and the legal fraternity of this country today. But I am sure some solution can be found by which we can work mutually with each other and see how the two legal fraternities of the two countries can meet at some mutual understanding and work together. But the foremost and the first thing would be the Indian lawyer, I can assure you, has the best talent in this country and can compete with anyone else in the world. And we are sure with your good offices being there, you would allow the Indian lawyers to participate and practice in England, as you have now appointed an Indian origin lawyer, the first QC in England, as I have heard from you. Now these are steps in the right direction. Not feel hesitant in accepting this fact. And I am proud to tell you, we are not scared if foreign law firms will come to India. Our scale is not that. I can assure you we can compete with them. But what we are looking for is really that we must get reciprocating right to go and practice elsewhere in this world. Till such right from the developing countries like United Kingdom are not conferred on us, we are afraid it will not be possible for us to consider anything else in this country. I am sure the speakers after me will look at and dwell on this aspect, and I am sure Mr. David Lamy will enlighten us on this subject in his speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chandra. May I now, because Justice Vijendra Jain has to leave, and he has to go his bit tight in his engagements. So I request now Justice Vijendra.
Impromptu call was received by me yesterday by Mr. Adish. And he said that you don't come to our function, therefore you have to come. So without realizing as to what I have to do, I said, yes, I will be there for half an hour. And I never knew that this is the occasion for an interaction between the fraternity of India and UK, or to put it more succinctly, with regard to the ties in relation to the field of law. I endorsed the view of Mr. Chandok, though I won't say much on the subject. We feel that as far as part of practice is concerned, it should always be based on the doctrine of reciprocity. Moreover, Indians who are born, settled here, they have excelled in all their fields, whether it is medicine, whether it is law. We have got an example in water and energy who is sitting here, and running his answer to farm in England, and like so many others. For that, and it's no question of that we will not open up. I think we should not say that we will not open up. We are an open society. Everybody is welcome, come here, practice, because as far as profession is concerned, it is the people who will choose the best, whom they have got the trust. But elsewhere also, this right should be given to the Indian lawyers. So this is the first aspect which I want to touch. The second one, with regard to the delays. Normally the conception of the people elsewhere, which is also to a great extent because judges do not speak, the side of Lemmy's story nobody would like to understand. But I think this time Minister of Justice from Government of India was here in the conference of the Chief Justices and the Chief Ministers. Have you got an idea that for a population of over 1 billion people, there are only 12,000 judges? Nobody talks in these terms, because even the press will not write it. Nobody knows that last year in India, 12 million cases were decided in a year. That comes to almost 1 crore 25 lakh. And how much we spent? Less than 0% on judiciary. It is 0.0748% of our national budget. But still, there is no reason that there should be delay in dispensation of justice to the legal system. Because administration of justice is basically a buffer between autocracy and defiance of rule of law. If people's faith in the institution of judiciary is eroded, then there is no survival either of rule of law or democracy or any other parliamentary institutions, because then chaos will take place. Lastly, I would like to take, because so many speakers, I have to host another agreement. As far as Indian legal system is concerned, because when we talk about cementing of ties between the two systems, our system is based on common law jurisprudence. So the edifice of our friendship is already guaranteed. We cannot deviate. But I must add, in Kerala, Mr. Minister of Constitutional Affairs, that India has gone far ahead in interpreting in the realm of contract by the state with a private individual. Whereas in England, if a British state enters into a contractual obligation with a private person, it will come in the realm of private law. In India, right from Veena Pani's case to Sri Lanka Vidyarthi, the Supreme Court says no. Even if the state has entered into a contract with a private person, it's still because the action of the state pursuant to the power which the state exercises as a state is in the realm of public law. So that a person aggrieved can claim the unconscionability of the contract. So these are some of the distinctions which both the parties can learn by sharing their experience. In the realm of public interest litigation, the court's innovative methods which the court has used by exercising extraordinary writ jurisdiction for sustainable economic development, or against environmental degradation, is something which we are proud of our judiciary and our verdict, which no other court, including the US Supreme Court, has not gone to that extent. So this is what I say is a cross-fertilization of ideas which will lead to a better world where we can share our ideas, our problems,